But
Or-
I am interested in finding some ways I can adapt that into VR, or into the platforms that just on the VR platform in general.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm just trying to see, what that looks like. I've been in your Discord for a while now, but before I didn't really have any projects in mind. I knew I wanted to do it eventually, but I didn't have any projects in mind. So now I'm just seeing how that would fit now, and then now just having the time to really like forward think about, what
Yeah.
those things could look like. So I really
Yeah.
appreciate this thing. Oh, awesome, Lori. Yeah, I love Godot. I've been working with Godot for about 5 weeks now, working on my second game. So I'm just having a wonderful time.
Nice.
Hi, Jane. Hi, Liz. Welcome. We're starting in like 30 seconds. If anyone else wants to share a project. All right. I am so excited about today's topic. We are Vertex Home 3D. We built also by any, if you would like to show maybe a hand or emoji or anything, if this is your first time, if you don't know what's going on, you don't know about our company, kind of here randomly, feel free to pop up a heart or anything. We are building an open source framework for virtual reality applications. It's cross-platform right now. It will work on all devices. Right now we configure it for MetaQuest, but you can configure it from Pico for all other headsets. In a couple, I don't know exactly when, but we already finalized desktop version. We just have to do a few tweaks. So we're gonna be merging it into the framework as well. So if you would like to learn a little bit about our company, our website here, we're going to be updating it with what's included because we're constantly evolving. And so desktop and VR will be pretty easy. It will be all one package, and you will have to just do a few steps to switch between them. And next week, we are actually starting to we'll be breaking our project in a good way to see what packages are going to break in terms of connecting it to the web, because web for us is a big milestone, right? So especially for me, because I'm in travel and geospatial, for me, web is, and also travel industry is very tied up to web as well. So from next week, we're going to start working on the web. So keep an eye on that. And on our website, we have tutorials how to configure our framework. Right now, we're still working with the developer release. It's pretty stable. There's just a very small polishing that we're doing currently. But other than that, the developer release also since last meetup was amazing because several people jumped on board and we worked together. They said, okay, what about this? What about that? So we were working and pushing updates all the time. The biggest thing for us that we did recently with the recent launch with this version is the package updater. So every single, little small updates that we do, you can receive it through our package updater. So you do have to know Unity. You do have to be pretty much sufficient in knowing Unity. It's very not super beginner friendly. Like if you've never seen Unity, it's probably going to be a little complicated. But it's we take 95% or more of work of building virtual reality application. If you've been to Altspace VR, it's kind of similar. We're building the same interface, the same UI, and but it's your app, right? So the whole idea is everybody has their own app, especially now that Horizon Worlds is removing from the store, which was confirmed, which I heard was confirmed. It's good news for us, unfortunately. For developers is not, I mean, for artists is not. And I see the second wave. Laurel knows there's all the people who were on Outspace, we lost our world. So that's why I was like staying away from Horizon. And now the second wave of develop artists going through the same pain that we did, and we don't want it. That's why this is a platform open source and free. You can build your own applications using it. Any questions? The tutorial and installation also pretty straightforward. I had several people went through that and they said it was pretty easy to follow. All right, so and today's topic is actually super exciting for me because I've been a professional 3D artist for a while now. I started about 10 years ago and I was professional working for 5 years where I work with multiple different companies and I build everything I build from scratch and I was waiting for a good 3D modeling tool to come on board and I was just paying attention. I was waiting for them to become usable. And I was excited to prepare for this event and to see where they are and give you my perspective and maybe get you started on using them, especially if you don't know. This would be a great place to get your feet wet with 3D modeling plus using our framework. This is like peanut butter and jelly, they work really good together. And some of my work here, not all of this. Anyone here doesn't know anything about what Blender is? Raise your hand. If everybody knows what Blender is, amazing. So what I'm going to be doing today, we're going to be going over some of the 3D modeling tools, AI-driven 3D modeling tools, not all of them. We're going to talk about a little bit of several of them that I tried. And we're going to start with the hardest part first. And it's going to be maybe intimidating, especially if you're not a developer, if you've never used a command line, it's going to be a little intimidating for you, but it is very important, essential for you to set it up because that way you can have a creative freedom, you can start building something even if you don't know Blender. I'm going to share this link with you right now. Copy link. This is the link with some of the 3D modeling tools. Plus, I have a link to the this part that we're going to start talking about, connecting Claude to Blender. And then this is the tutorial that I personally used, and I'm going to talk about some of the roadblocks that I went through that maybe help you to speed up the development. And then there's some issues that I went through, and I'm going to show you also how I resolved them. And then you can also always go back to Claude and say, this is the particular issue I'm having, and I would like to resolve it, right? And then also I include a glossary of terms. If you don't know 3D modeling, you still need to know what to ask, right? AI, you need to know how to communicate with this. Dr. Jane, right? She's a professional, she's a professor, she knows microbes, I don't know, right? So I don't know, I would not know the right conversation to have with AI. So like the expertise matters in this case all the time. Anybody has any questions so far or suggestions or anything? Don't make me talk in silence.
You're doing great.
Thank you so much. All right.
Lead on.
Okay. So this was honestly the fun time. I had the fun time connecting Claude to Blender. I had two daughters. One is 6, one is 8. The 8-year-old can type. The 6-year-olds cannot type. It takes forever. So they were sitting together, taking turns, and they were creating worlds. And honestly, in a couple of hours, they created a magical fairy castle, a fairyland with lollipop everywhere, the unicorn floating in the sky, and Claude kept hyping them up, and they were having so much fun. And then I ran out credits. I was like, okay, well, we have to wait because I pay for ChatGPT, so I'm like a little waiting for Claude to see if I want to add Claude to my budget. I'm not going to go through all of this, so when I was doing it, this tutorial is 6 minutes. It took me 45 minutes. And it took me the same amount of time when I connected it on my computer, then I went to my laptop to do the same. I ran into a different issue. which would took me another 40 minutes, which I thought it was going to take me quickly. But again, please don't be intimidated. This is not a very difficult thing to do, but this is the hardest part, right? You will follow the tutorials and install Claude first, right? Download the Claude desktop. I have it here, like this. Then you will follow the another Blender MCP on GitHub. It will be, I think I have it open here, right here. So this is the important tool that you're gonna have. You're gonna have to install. Then you will be following the tutorial, and for me, the couple of things was the problem. You will have to edit the script. Please don't panic. Don't be scared. No, nothing to worry about. It's not that hard. You will have to download this add-on Pi, right? Download, and he will explain to you why, what to do with this next. And then the PowerShell. So the PowerShell also might be a little bit intimidating to you, but all PowerShell is you will just type command like this, CMD, in your search bar, and then you will say CMD command prompt. Once you get that command prompt, you will have to copy this and just paste, right? And then you will click enter, and then it will start downloading all the necessary packages here. And for me, the first issue
I'm on Windows, and
for me, the first issue came up that I missed a step. Like I was like, okay, what's going on? It's not connected. And then I just missed a step. So I had to go back and look exactly what steps to take, because a couple of steps that will tell you what to type in here. And then when I was doing, and then another thing, it says
there are
here,
also other steps to
go to Claude setting developer edit config. This is where I got stuck right over here, because I was going to edit right here, file, edit settings, file, where was it? Claude settings. Wait, where was it? File settings. Developer. So developer was empty right here, and there was no way for me to find where the Claude was located. So that took a long time, and then actually Claude walked me through. It said, okay, here's the command line that you can run in here in the shell. So it gave me the command line, and then I run the command line, and it spit out like a line of I think this I put it here in this issue. So this is where it was saying, okay, run this, and you find out where I am. So when I run that, it gave me an address where that file was. Just stick with me. It's again, I'm on Discord. If you need to help, I'll help you. Then when I found out that command line, it was just like typing in my search bar C blah 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 blah, and then you find it. And then this was the hardest step for me. And once you do that, then you will be editing this one, right? So you will have to edit this JSON file. So this JSON file you will open once you find where all that stuff is, and you will just add this into your that document, which you will have to open with C++ with Visual Studio, and then everything worked for me. It will also explain you how to connect Blender. Then you will move on to the next step. You will go to see this is how all the packages are going to be installing. Then you will copy this line, and you will this is what confusing for me, because I think he already had Claude running. That's why he already had it. For me, I didn't. It was no way for me to open the edit config. I just could not open. There was nothing there. So once you find, this is where you're gonna find your Claude. Then open this Claude desktop config. You'll have to have Visual Studio installed. You can get it also for free from Microsoft. Once you open it with Visual Studio, place it here, and then you will just save it. Then you will go to Blender, and it will tell you to install that little pie that we already downloaded earlier, right from here, he will tell you it was this one, right? You download it, you will just open it, and then you will download from here. So once you download, it will just save here. So it's going to be sitting here. Then you will go back to Blender, and then you will go to projects, project settings. Wait, I think preferences, add-ons, and then you will install from disk right here, and then you will get that. See, I already have a couple. So once you install it, then you will enable it like this, and that's it. You will have to restart Blender, you will have to restart Claude. So another issue, when I installed everything on my computer, I was like, okay, I'm so happy it works. Took me 45 minutes. I'm going to go to my laptop and do it in 5 minutes. No, it took me another 45 minutes because there was a different issue. And that issue was not clear to me because I kept saying, Claude, are you connected to Blender? No, I'm not. Okay, are you connected? I'm not. So finally, with Claude, we went through diagnostic, and we found out through command prompt, because this is how it will be communicating. He says, run this line, what is wrong? And it turned out that I didn't have Microsoft C++ packages installed. So he told me to go to Microsoft and install Visual Studio and include C++ packages, right? So if you don't have that on your laptop or computer, it'll prompt you. Again, every step he can explain to you. And then you will just close everything. Any questions so far? Also, I will need some audience participation because I will need to maybe co-create with you some environments, and we're going to see what's going on here. I actually should have told you probably originally, but
There was a question about the computer specs you need to run this.
so mine is a few years old, but I have, how do I check? I forgot. How do I
System
check?
information.
Okay. Where is it?
Just type in the
All the way
top
at the
under
bottom.
find.
Oh,
It said about. It's all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, system, and then should be information is one of them in there.
maybe about.
Yes, that could do too, but there you go.
So this is what I have. My computer is pretty not old, but I think about 3 years old. My NVIDIA graphics card is pretty also old, but it works great. I just upgraded RAM, so I have a lot of memory. But this is what I have if you wanna screenshot it. But no, it doesn't really take that much because you're not gonna be doing anything industrial, I hope. You're not gonna run any CAD modeling or anything like that.
If you, just as a quick comment on this, if you are working with Unity, Godot and Blender now, your computer will handle this.
Yeah, for sure. Any
That's a
other
good
questions?
point. You probably also really want a graphics card
Mm-hmm.
and not one of those onboard graphics chips.
No, for sure. I have
Yes.
NVIDIA
Yeah.
graphics card.
And
20.
do check, yeah, NVIDIA is probably the best brand to get. But do check because they've had a few little buggies along the way.
Yeah.
That you get one that doesn't have a lot of little nasties hidden in there after they found afterwards. But I ran into that recently. But NVIDIA is probably the leader. If you're going to do this right and get a good, if you are looking at buying a computer for this, please get a cooling system.
Yeah.
Anything that touches VR and XR, if you're trying to do this on a laptop, a phone, or something low end, if you're really in development, you will burn it up because it'll get incredibly hot. So do get some form of a cooling system.
So does it work with Unity? What about Unreal? You mean our framework is just for Unity right now? If the right time comes, we work with Unreal, but for now, we're just Unity. All right. So then the fun part starts. Like once I connected, I'm like, okay, we're having fun. Then you will have this Blender MCP. Once you install that Python, then you have this window. And then you will have to connect to MCP server. Then you can say, are you connected to Blender? I'm sorry, guys. then you will just keep the window here open like that. And it will say, yes, I'm connected to Blender. I have access. It knows what it sees. And is not connected. It will say, no, I'm not connected. Doesn't see it. Then say, okay, what's wrong? And help me to troubleshoot. Okay, give me a prompt or give me anything that you guys want me to do. Audience participation, please.
A unicorn balancing on a ball.
Okay. One thing I have to tell you something, right? Don't be
I think just a balancing.
Huh? Oh, balancing. Oh, I'm sorry. So one thing I have to tell you that you will be a little disappointed maybe. It's gonna use basic shapes because this is there's a couple of things that I learned when I was doing that. And this is great news for you because for VR, our number one priority is optimization. Our number one priority is not how everything looks, it's how it behaves. That does it. People don't get nausea, people don't get headache, people don't get like sick, or the app doesn't crash, the environment doesn't overload, right? So this is important. So what it's gonna do is gonna create using just basic shapes available to Blender. It's not going to be editing any meshes or anything like that, right? It will be just putting together little shapes, cylinders, spheres, etc., etc., etc. So this is pretty, and then you can start tweaking it. Yes, it's not very exciting, but like, let's see. Anybody else wants to add something else?
Somebody said create isometric cozy room. Ramat said.
I love that.
You can also edit your original prompt if you ever want to. That's a efficiency trick.
Which one? Room?
Isometric cozy room.
I wonder if it will. Okay, let's try. Let's try any suggestion that you can want. But my prompts were my kids did like a magical unicorn, magical fairyland castle. So it popped up a huge castle, and then
it was isometric, not asymmetric, but that's okay. Just see what happens.
Okay. Asymmetric, what is that? Remember, guys, the English is my second language, so you have to type in. If you want a prompt, type it in. I will copy it from the chat.
It's in the chat. The isometric.
We can do, yeah, let's see what's going on.
Ramat, one thing about giving it a command like isometric, that's a camera perspective, so
Yeah,
like
maybe.
it might not get you what you're thinking, rather than like it's not a physical property of the actual object. Isometric is like the view.
Yeah, I don't.
But asymmetrical works.
I also did I also did a prompt on create a stadium, which was cool. I created super cool stadium. Like with lights and seats and the field and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. We can play, you can go ahead and play. And also another thing I want to let you know, always keep your statistic on, because you don't want to see thousands and thousands, which you're not going to see when it's using simple shapes like that, right? And keep an eye, right, with triangles and vertices. So keep an eye on that. Sorry, guys. Dating lamps. Also, if you're not familiar with Blender, at first it will be like this, but you have to switch to the viewport shading so you can see materials it creates. And also you can add, you can tell it texture the floor, texture the walls. So it's gonna start pulling materials. We can ask that next if you want. Or I can like move this room aside and then we can create some other prompt and then we're gonna ask it to texture next. Are there any more prompts ready? Asymmetric. It's like you want to asymmetric. I don't know what it is. So it's like, okay, I'll do it for you, girl. Oh, don't crash, please, don't crash. Sometimes it gets. Oh, it's still creating. Okay.
Okay, this is amazing. I just want to pause for a second and just have everybody like take a deep breath and go, wow, because this is wow, it's really wonderful.
Yeah,
That's really
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah, please don't take this for granted.
I know. He deleted our unicorn. We should so big. Actually, I was gonna do a meetup on that subject on version control, because this is something I was struggling with through GitHub. But this is lifesaver. Like version control is saved my worlds, my life, my career. And GitHub is something that every 3D artist, everybody has to master. So we might do that. Another thing
Yes,
that I have a bunch of different plugins that are not coming with Blender. This one Power Save I use, so I do Power Save, and it will be like saving I was doing too many things at once. Now you see my limitation of my graphics card. It's like, girl, you're
make sure
running
you save. The minute
Zoom, you're
you put
running
something in
everything,
there,
and it's probably crashing, no?
first rule of Blender,
I know,
save.
right? So that's why you see this green one, and now it saved me this version. If I say another one, it will save two. So and then whenever I have the project folder, when I'm working throughout, like if I work like nonstop 2 hours, I would have like every 15 minutes save, and all my versions are going to be saved throughout the day. So if I do power save, now I have second version. If I mess up something, I can go back. So is it done? I think it's done. Oh no, yeah, it is done. Anybody else wants to add more stuff? We can keep
Yeah.
it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
how do you keep it? Because it looks like it keeps you overwriting, right? Because where did the unicorn
You can
on the
say
dog go?
keep what you have. Just talk to it normally and say
Okay.
keep the room. Add what are we adding?
The unicorn on the bouncing ball.
How is software?
Just take the extra E out that's at the end.
Right.
I kind of downplayed the thing of uh having GitHub to do your backups until I was in like I've been making my first game in Godot engine and I had been working on it for like 3 days and I had gotten a lot done and I wanted to make one change and that one change jacked up my game. I could not resolve it. I spent like another day trying to fix it. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
I just need to
Yeah.
build it from scratch again. And after that, I was like, let me figure out this GitHub thing. And now I'm constantly backing up,
Yep.
pushing those backups.
That's
Now the
100% I agree.
the next thing I'll have to eventually learn is how do you pull from those backups?
How
I
do
think
you
that's
do
why it's
what?
important. How you pull from those backups? Like how do
Yeah.
you know which one is the one? I guess that's why it's important to put that those notes in there before you back it up.
Yeah. It brought it here.
Oh, that is
Atessa
so
had a good
cute. Did you?
suggestion that if you don't need Meta and Chrome and Unity all at once, then, and this is maybe good just for everybody, if you're running any programs that you don't need, you're gonna have less
Yeah.
lag if you shut off stuff you're not using.
Yeah, I know. Let me see. Because I
Okay.
have stuff running, you're right. All right, let's do
Yeah.
one more.
I want to hold on a second before you go any further. Jumping fast.
Yeah.
Now, Raphael asked a really good question.
Okay.
Is the mesh? It's really clearly semi-low poly as it comes
Yeah,
in here,
very low poly.
but I want to expand upon the question that he or statement that he hadn't had. Can Claude help you and Blender this thing? Can it help you optimize? So once you have something set,
Yeah.
can you ask it for optimization suggestions or actually have it optimize? Because that getting what you creating is lovely. Getting what you create
Yeah.
into VR and not have it be a 500 meg thing is so critical.
That's a good question. Let me walk you through that as well before we go any further. I was doing testing, and the kind of second part of our meetup anyway to move on to some of the AI tools. And optimization was something I tested and it struggled. Um, okay, so we can test, we can see what it's gonna do. It could not do a good, one more thing that once you, if you, it's a frozen a little bit. If you want anything to do with more advanced 3D modeling, then you will have to turn this Hyper 3D rodent, or it can also pull existing assets from SketchUp, or it can do, there's something else. But so every time you would say anything high poly will tell you to go to connect API key, which is paid. You can't use that, right? So everything will be low poly here. This is going to be high poly. So now we're going to Hyper 3D, which is kind of its own standalone website where you can do all the text to image 3D. And then I created this character there. And as you can see, it came pretty big. We can try to see if it will let me download, because it wasn't allowing me. Then I had to go back and do it with the earlier, like older version. Let's see if it will be. I think it will tell me to go like redo it with the smaller version, 2.1. But let's see. I have a Copilot as well here. So Copilot is pretty easy. So Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, is also in a document. This one is pretty cool. I wouldn't 100% use it, but it's a good starting point, I guess, if you have a certain assets and it takes the image and it turns into the 3D model. And then it can give you this download model. So you can download GLB. And we can bring here and see if we can use Claude to optimize it. File, import, and then we'll do GLB downloads. So let's
It's
see.
funny how high quality it is, except for the one part of the eyeball. You can work with that for sure,
I
though.
can, but here's the thing, like, look how messy it is.
But you can like draw on you can paint directly on the
Yeah,
texture.
you can.
Like you
Yeah,
could
you
use
can do texture
Blender's
painting.
texture tools.
Yeah. So you can do texture painting. I don't really do a lot of texture painting because I don't know, I do everything, most of the stuff in Photoshop, but you can. So, and then you can like
Yeah.
stuff like that, and start editing if you set on a character or something like that. Okay, hold on. Let's just not do anything manual labor. Hold on. Let's go back to Claude and see what he can do. And you can see. Let's see statistic. All right. 11,000 is not good. I don't like it. But it's not bad because I think Hyper was trying to push 500 on me. Look at this, 500. You don't want this. This is too low, right?
Oh
And it
yeah,
doesn't even,
11,000 is not bad for
I know, right? And it's the same model, and you like, man, you look really beat up. For 500, I really don't want that. So Copilot is very conservative, and it doesn't even look that bad. The textures I would definitely work on. So it could not retopologize. So I don't like working with triangles, because I like quads, because it's easier to edit, easier to select. But this is like most of the models that you get on SketchUp or anywhere, they all come like this. Unless you do something. And there is actually plugins for Blender. But okay, let's see if Claude can retopologize. I tried it, it could not. Okay, let's see. Can you give me the prompts that you would want? Raphael asked that question, right?
I might say, can you make a duplicate of this mesh with quad topology and
Lori, you using our language, what if they don't know? I mean, I can tell them to use, okay, let's see. Okay, how about
you could just
Just
add in there, can you help to
yeah.
optimize this robot with quad topology? That might,
yes.
I don't know if
Yeah, or
Claude knows
just
what that means.
with less with lower poly, just to make it really simple like people would do. Yeah, that works.
the only problem with that is maybe that it's gonna create something more like decimated and
Yes.
not
Mhm.
production ready or
No,
something like that.
actually, it was not messing my whole geometry. It was not just turning because a lot of triangles they could not be converted. There was not a lot of like fourth squares. Like there was too many triangles to turn into squares. Did not match up. We'll see what happens here.
And another common workflow for 3D artists is to duplicate a high poly mesh or a messy mesh like this, a triangulated mesh, and then retopologize the copy, and then you can project the textures back onto it by baking the textures onto it. That way you don't lose the textures, but it's not going to be able to do like, it's not going to be able to retopologize it without messing up the textures, I don't think. That would be super cool
It was also messing a lot of
someday.
stuff sometimes, especially when we started adding textures with the girls. It would say, I would like texture stuff, and then you would ask it to do something else, and they will mess up the textures. I'm like, don't touch the textures. You already fixed the textures. So that's kind of typical AI stuff, you know. What is it doing? Where's our did we
Is making in quad?
Drill in there,
Well,
see
you
what,
asked it to make it simpler. You said simpler.
Super and quad? Yes, it's a cube.
No,
wow.
I actually did a good job on my. I think I asked something else.
I'm just messing around.
I think I did ask the simpler, right? This is why. This is why it's messing up because I said let's make it simpler.
Yeah, and like, well, let's see if at the end it
Yeah,
ends with something different. But now it looks like it's just blocking out the shape of the.
yeah. We should just say something simple. Can you turn tries into quads and then see if that works? Because now it's a completely different robot. It's not even close. Ooh, okay.
Nice. It
Okay, here
even
we go.
deposed it for you. That's another thing I wonder if it could do or how it would do well is reposing. So like your character
Yeah,
came in with one arm up and one arm down, which wouldn't be great for rigging. And maybe you could ask it to um
yep.
maintain the details but pose it in a T pose for
Mm-hmm.
rigging.
I have done that with different approaches, and it works. You can say that take this 3D model and pose it as A pose or T pose, and it works. Actually, it's very good idea to it's a good idea to start and to use that as a starting point.
Nice. Do you have to tell it to not mess up the mesh somehow? Like keep the details the same but just repose it? Or
Many
does it
times
do
that
it
I have
without?
done that, it keeps the details. It keeps the figure, and it makes it like into T pose.
That's nice.
But
Awesome.
as always, it's not production ready. It's so triangulated. It's what I have done is use that as a base after retopology from there and baking it.
I do want to try, maybe after this finishes, we can try see and if it can add any animation and see. Animation is probably going to take longer.
It might also help to give it an actual poly count.
Uh,
I mean, if you could say like maintain the original poly count, but make it a
yeah.
quad
Well,
mesh.
it will still have to recalculate it and merge them. I don't know. It's kind of, yeah, is it production ready? I think that using clear blender with Claude, like low poly, is great. Once you start bringing this with all this model, all these things, this is where it's gonna get complicated. Um, for
Yeah.
now, I'm not saying it's not gonna get improved very soon, but this are the some of them.
Yeah, that's where this is AI is not going to change take the 3D artist's job
Yeah,
because that's
for
where having
now.
a little knowledge helps because then Like it doesn't know what you think is an arm. It
Yeah.
just doesn't,
No, I
it's
think
what it
it
does.
does. No? Here's the optimized squad topology. Okay, this is what you get, guys, okay, from the original one. But it's still not that bad.
No, the original wasn't too bad.
Yeah. All right, I think we any questions? This is gonna be hard to kind of separate because it's too many objects. I should have asked it to be like
I do have a question. Are you using a paid API or
no,
the
no.
free one?
Yes, I'm using free one, but as soon as you will mention anything high topology, then it will be like, okay, go ahead and get API key from here.
Okay.
So,
Have you seen any difference? Have you tried it? For example, if you use another API that different from the free one or
um,
something, or is the same just with more capabilities? What do you think is the biggest difference?
so for me, the biggest difference was, first of all, they will allow you to download, right? The geometry was not 100% clean for me. It was not something that I would use at this time, even the paid one, because the paid ones are like still had messed up, still had some meshes problems, still had some texture problems. So I was like, I don't think there's a difference. The difference will be between, well, it will be a little quality wise, and then how many you can download, all that stuff. So I haven't tried any paid ones.
Okay, that comes with with another question. If you are using cloud, is there like
What
a top? If there a top of the models that you can create, or
was that?
for example, that have your tokens or credits that have to be used?
Yes. So with Claude is it was how many requests you got. At some point, it told my kids, it was like, okay, you run out of your credits. So if you want to continue, upgrade to a paid plan, which is $20 a month. So I think that's worth it for me because I'm paying for, ChatGPT, which I might switch to Claude because I feel like Claude is like, well, first of all, Claude is very straightforward. It was told me that I am like not doing a good job sometimes. So like ChatGPT always hypes you up. Claude is real, Claude's down to earth, I feel like. But I'll see, and then so Claude is, yeah, it's $20 an hour, $20 a month. It's not going to be giving you anything in particular in terms of building stuff, more like how much more you can talk to it. I think, but everything hyper was this. Everything like let's say we're gonna say build me what do we want? Like realistic, anything realistic.
There was a bunch of suggestions in the chat.
Yeah. Can you read anything for me? Let's see. Just any animal or something. Oh, bear.
There was a medieval castle with an
Oh,
iron throne made of
I would
swords.
I would like medieval castle because I think it did a great job with the castle. Let's do castle last. Um, we can do a clean shot because I still wanna show you how to bring everything into our framework, and then you can literally have your whole app built with all your stuff, and you're not even a 3D artist, but you can create all your new environments and everything like that. While it doing,
So Tessa says 3D model of a logo. How about a 3D model of a
oh,
vertex form 3D logo?
oh, that's a good idea. Oh, well,
Uh,
maybe I'll try it later. Um, I don't know if it will because remember that what we're doing, we're using a basic geometry here. If you notice that everything is basic, it just takes like spheres, cubes, and everything puts together. That's like just scaled differently. Um, it doesn't do any actual modeling. That's why you need like the API from the Hyper 3D, which I can do myself. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that because it's gonna give me a million triangles or whatever. and it's gonna break my game. So for you, I would rather just start with this and slowly ease your way into like high poly environments. What are we building? Oh, the bear.
I do
Oh,
have another question.
okay.
Now I've been working on different space design on for metaverse and VR. It's a possibility to add, for example, a rough sketch plan for as an image or something that we can use and say, take this image, take this range of each elements and create me a block out of this space.
Say it again.
For example, if there is a possibility to add an image that have something, for example, something created with AI, like a rough sketch plan of from a space, and says, take this and create me a block out of this space.
You just have to
Oh yeah.
experiment.
I
You
think
have
I
to
think
just
I got to narrow
experiment.
I got to
Yeah,
narrow
I'm
the
not
question.
sure.
Are we able to add images and
Oh
try to
yeah,
use
yeah, yeah,
it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I did that testing done. Real, I did that one, but what I did sometimes because I work with industrial clients and I do like conveyor belts and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me see what it can do, and I got a screenshot of conveyor belt. This one.
Yeah,
I got
Cloud
this one.
allows images input.
This thing was reselling. Oh, it's gonna be rebuilding. Should I stop it right now? Maybe I should stop. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the real quick. I don't want to run out of time. Don't want to take too much of your time, guys. Okay, so I might not do that because what they did, I'll show you in my screenshots. I added this image that I just tried to do. I don't want to tie okay, so I did this. I said, okay, can you create this? So clearly there's a clear conveyor belt, and what it did, it gave me this. So this is the best it could do for now. I think it might be better if the Hyper 3D would be connected, but we'll all have to just experiment on our own.
Well, and you could probably refine it quite a bit too
Yeah.
with steps.
So let's do a quick export import into how you would bring it here in our framework. Normally you would just maybe create a folder, your own folder where you're gonna keep all your stuff with your name of your company. But let's say where I have example assets. Maybe I can do
Yeah, we're insert.
right here. Again, we have a tutorial pretty good. And during meetups like this, I'm trying to show you a little bit how to do that stuff as well. You'll just create like folder and say cloud examples. Any other questions?
I have a
Yeah.
comment.
Okay. I have a question really quick. So when you create a model or you are working with a model that's already in there, one of the challenges we have is that models come in all, like a building will have a roof connected and you cannot remove the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot separate out the walls and you may want to. Is it possible
I think
to
so.
split things?
Oh
You
yeah,
have to experiment. You have to
that's just a
experiment. Everything is an experiment. It's also AI is still early, right? It's still
Right.
early. We'll just
Yeah.
have to experiment and let me know if it works for you. So another thing we're gonna
it
create
depends on how the objects are structured in Blender, but it's just an export. Like
yeah.
if they're all separate objects in Blender, then they can be made separate objects in Unity. If they're not, you can go into edit mode and separate them as well.
Mhm. So here I'm showing you guys how we can do bring our stuff into our framework. It needs to have the name, and it has to be in the addressables. Everything is in the tutorials. One thing that Lance was struggling, you have to make sure the fusion scene label is connected here. So like this is my new scene, and then we'll just drag it here, right? So this is where our scene will be. So this is empty scene. Let's see if we can maybe start with the terrain. So to just keep it a little bit then we have really cool spawn point. It's a little, there's a mistake, but don't we'll change that. Player position, then you create spawn point, and then it will create players per 1 point. We didn't notice that, but we'll change that. So this is where your player is going to be spawning, right? This is super cool. I really wanted this feature, and this is where your person is going to be facing this way. And then this is our stuff that we just did. Oh, it's already comes with lights. Holy moly. I don't know if I want those lights. Let's see. We have post process value. I think. Let's see if it will improve too much. Yeah, I'll have to remove all the slides. Okay, hold on. I have too many lights, guys. Oops. How did I get to the light? Light. Anyway, so this is, and then you can work through, and then you make sure you remove the main camera so it doesn't. So your player will be spawning here, and you want your player to be looking somewhere like this way, maybe. Another thing you want to do is to make the flow teleportable. Inside the Creator Toolkit, we're going to go to my favorites. Lori did the favorites, which is super cool. I like that. Make teleportation area. So this is super cool. Is if you just select the floor and then we make a teleportation area, and then it will attach to all the scripts here. Right. So in next step, how much time we have already? Let's do. Another step. So the step 1 is drop it here in the addressable. By default, it's all in the local scene. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the scene database. So this is your UI. That's what comes up in your controllers. And we have categories. Right now, I'm going to just edit under hubs category. And then we're going to create, just name it exact same name as the scene. Claude, like this, Claude. Scene AI. If you want fly mode, turn it on. If you don't want people to fly, turn it off, and then they will be not able to fly here. But we want to keep it flying, and then take like a screenshot real quick. So screenshots, I don't have a dimension, but I kind of like wing it. I probably shouldn't, but I just do it sometimes. And then we're gonna bring import new asset. Probably a better way to do it, but screenshots. So then the screenshot, you will have to do a little bit of tweaking. You have to make it sprite single and make it 500 pixels so it's not as, if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to attach your screenshot here. So then you create screenshot, and then this should be showing on your, and then we can move it higher. So then this is super easy. If you want one environment to go under another, you can just do this. So let's just see if we can, Claude. It's in addressables. Okay. Now it should show up in our menu. Also remember that you don't have to do anything in here because we already did everything, and the Claude will be spawning in the in here in the addressables right here in this scene. And then to test, you always start with the login scene because it has all the components to connect. So this is how I usually start the game. All right, I'll do 5 more minutes, hopefully. Let's see if not connected, then I'll just use the side device simulator. Because the link sometimes disconnects. Okay, you can connect with the name or connect anonymously. Okay, so I have Claude right here. Can you see?
Yes, we can see it. Looks good.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is me. Hello. With the Claude. Transition screen, my favorite thing in the world. Hello. Oh, I forgot, we also have a seeding point here. So it's in our creator toolkit. We're doing a few other changes to it, but this is your stuff, and you can fly because we enabled fly. So if you you go on the left controller and enable fly, and then you can go and start flying like this. I did not put teleportation area on the terrain itself, so you can do that as well. And then take a selfie with your cloud or whatever. Oh, and then you can also send emojis. I mean, no, I don't want this. I want this. All right, that's pretty much it. And then this is how UI will open up. Nothing to configure, everything is done. And this is all your environments. You can heart it, favorite it. It will be in the favorites. And yeah, start inviting your friends and stuff. And publish your apps.
Nice.
Any questions? Recommendations, suggestions, anything? Do you guys think you're gonna use it? Did you learn anything?
Diane had a question about if you want to have collisions in certain behaviors. I think you kind of walked through adding some behaviors, but you add collisions in, and I think the Vertex Form 3D adds collisions as needed if you use an interactable component.
Are you talking about Claude? Are you talking about in the framework?
I wasn't sure. I was reading from the chat. Diane said, so if you want
In
to
the
have
framework.
collisions, oh, sorry, in the
Uh,
framework, she's
so normally it depends on what you're adding, right? If you add stuff, if you bring, you'll have to add mesh collider because they're not gonna have any mesh colliders. Let's see.
but some of your tools do add a collider if it needs
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
like
yeah. If you will
for the
create
body.
like grab and respond, for example, if you will say, we have to actually do a couple of changes to grab and respond because there's a few bugs. Like for example, you want to grab the candle, you go to here, XR game objects, and then you will say,
I think your
You're not
screen's
in
not
your
sharing
screen
anymore.
anymore.
oh, oh, why are you not saying,
Sorry.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I am in here now environment, and then I want to create, normally when you bring them, they don't have any collisions, right? They don't have any mesh colliders. So you want to add mesh collider to the walls and to the chair, a mesh collider, right? So that way it cannot travel through here. But this is like normal Unity stuff. But if we want our stuff, we want to turn it into a I'm sorry, grabbable object. You go make grabbable with respawn, meaning that people grab it and drop it and then we'll go back, or make grabbable. Then it will be interactable. So when you make grabbable, you'll be able to come and grab. And the amazing thing is all networked. So once you grab it, we all see that you grabbed it and you can hand it over to me and I will take it. So that's ownership transfer that we already solved. So there's like, honestly, there's just a mountain of work that is you don't have to do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's huge. I know, because I've been trying to make my own.
I was
Presentation
trying to do that in
tools.
Banter a while back, and it was a you could grab it, but then like the grab point was all the way in a weird
Yeah.
spot. So and then the other person's like, it's on the floor, and I'm like, but it's in my hand.
Well, the
You know?
grab point, it's not us. It's you have to be making it in Blender because you have to bring it like this. If your grab point, if your pivot point, called pivot point, if your pivot point is here, we're not going to help you. Like your pivot point has to be here. Or you can create, like, for example, you say, if your pivot point is messed up, you just create like, you create empty. So
Give it a
empty
parent.
object is the best thing. And then you say, okay, this is the pivot. This is where people will be grabbing it right here using the handle or something like that. Like on the bottom, this is the empty, like this. And then you will just drag it, the candle underneath it. You'll have to, unpack prefab.
It sounded like Diane maybe you also were seeing some kind of networking like mismatch or something
Oh,
when
maybe.
Yeah, not
Is that what you mean?
yeah,
Oh,
in Banter, but that was a while back.
yeah.
They might
Yeah,
have had some improvements.
we did that. All the networking is done. Ownership transfer is done. There's like a lot of stuff. This is if you wanna like people to teleport within the environment, you can use the teleport. All you have to do is like grab this. We'll probably have to do another tutorial on the whole teleport and add the name of the scene here. Or you can even like have your own teleport, like ball or door, whatever, and just go here and say scene switching, like create, make scene switching teleport. Once you click on it, it will turn any object into scene switching. All you have to do is put the name of the scene here, So lots of stuff. We can definitely do another workshop on this whole SDK. Yeah, lots of hard work. Keep an eye on the Discord. If you are not connected, please connect with us on the Discord. Did you guys share the Discord link by any chance? Anyone?
Yes, I put, well, not the Discord, but this webinar I did put, I reposted on LinkedIn for my network to find you.
I don't have
thank
the
you.
link. But if you is it on vertexform3d.com?
To Discord?
Yeah, the link to the Discord.
Let me generate one right now.
Awesome, thanks. Sorry.
Kevin, it's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you. Good to see you,
Thank you
Laurel.
for coming. Did you learn
Yeah,
anything?
thank you for all your help and Laurel's help last year. We're doing phase 2.
Nice. Awesome.
I'm glad you're recording this. You're going to be posting it somewhere so we
Yes.
can refer back to it.
I'll process right now and I will post it today.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And I would like to see your creations and apps. Please do share. We're going to put them on your website. And then at some point, we're going to do a tour of the apps. Hopefully, keep them coming. And if you are looking, if your organization looking for a project, like to build an app, we are taking new clients. Enterprise education, healthcare, anything that, and we can work with you on commission. If the deal's closed, you get a percentage from that. So let us know.
Ooh, that's
Thank
good.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Oh, the Discord, I got an invalid invite. I
Oh,
think I'm already
no.
on there, though.
Oh,
Sorry.
hold on.
That's
Try this one.
I think I'm already on your Discord server.
I think you are, yeah. But if nobody, then yeah, go ahead and connect with us on Discord. Thank you. Bye, Salma. Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, that one worked. Nope, that one didn't work either. I'm already on there, so anyway, I won't worry about
Yeah,
it.
if it now functions, it means that you're already in there and it can't handle it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.